Hey, so we're down to the last scene in Goethe's Faust Part 1. Just astonishing. It's called Walpurgis Night and it's celebrated with campfires, beach parties, and the imbibing of items to get you to an elevated state of senses. And so, this is a scene which does not advance the plot in any way. Seems like it's just a party, a celebration, and we've been invited. The crowd is amiable, the food fantastic, and the wine the finest in the world. It's like, welcome to the jungle, we got fun and games. The scene is a recap of all the things that have happened so far in the story. Yeah, yet another way to say it would be that it's a weaving of a tapestry with all sorts of images from the story so far. So the format is more theatrical, references, pointers to myths, legends, historical events, let's say. And so a participatory exercise for us to connect the dots. There's a stage set up, and the first part we see is plays being enacted, romantic comedies, tragedies, a scene from Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream, The Tempest, Milton's Paradise Lost. And so to go back to the last scene where Faust and Mephisto, they just killed Valentin, and Faust is kind of shaken up with what had happened, but Mephisto grabbed his hand and said, let's get out of here. And so they're at the foothills, and Faust is still kind of dazed and confused. And the next thing you know, Mephisto is talking to this will-o'-the-wisp, a tree, asking for directions. Seems like this is a clue for us that they are no longer in the physical world, but the astral plane. I guess if you turn to Hindu, Indian metaphysics, where the belief is that our body has several different representations of itself, extensions. And so, just for comparison, the ethereal body, the life source, in Sanskrit they call it prana. It exists as a stula form, which again is reality. It's lit up from the external, which means sunshine, fire, electricity, and is subject to the laws of causality. And then we have the Shushma form, or better interpreted as the dream state, the astral body, which has this ability to leave the physical body and take off into cosmic adventures and then return as soon as we wake up. Its light source is from the internal, sort of like the bioluminescence. And so we have Faust and Mephisto. They are floating in ascension up the mountain. I think it's a good idea for us to imagine the astral plane in this context as the realm of the transitory, the in-between, life and death. And so all the beings that they come in contact with, they are all of this world, mainly witches. And so as they're floating by, they see the mountain is dotted with campfires, each of them a witches' Sabbath, with different witches' activities going on. The picture that you get is sort of a carnival scene, and there are witches outside of each of these campfires, inviting passers-by. And they stop at many, but will stop at this particular one, the Peddling Witch, an antique store of magic. And part of the feature of her store is that she's got this stage set up, and it's sort of an interactive entertainment stage where you could mingle with these magical beings. This is what the Peddling Witch says. Good sirs, do not pass by like that, or you might miss a pretty chance. Spare me a more attentive glance. My stock is well worth looking at. There's nothing here to which an armful of earthly merchandise compares. Single thing that has been harmful to mortal man and his affairs. There's no sword here that has not tasted gore, which is a reference to the sword that was used to kill Valentin, which is now available in our store as a souvenir. No cup from which into a healthy frame some searing venom did not pour. And so this is a reference to the elixir we come across 3 elixirs. One which Faust had mixed himself on Good Friday. He was going to drink it. It was an elixir of poison, but he did not drink it because Mephisto showed up, who turns it into elixir of life, which Faust drinks and becomes youthful again. And then an elixir which Faust gives to Gretchen to give to her mom, which kills her. No trinket here that has brought to shame some lovely woman, not a dagger, but designed to pierce a trusting ally from behind. And so a reference to the jewels that were given to Gretchen to lure her into Martha's garden for a meeting. It's getting too long. I'll end it here and do a part 2 where Faust visits Marguerite in prison, the penultimate day before her execution.